What's up, man? How you doing?
Hello there.
I love the Joker face. It's you, man.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
How was your afternoon?
Pretty good. I was off today, so I'm doing all right. I got to go to work in the morning, though.
What time?
About 4.
Time?
4 in the morning.
What time is it now?
It's about 7 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm not going to be up too much longer.
Yeah, got about 1 or 2 hours more.
Oh, yeah. I'll be crashing out in a little while. I'm drinking some Natty Daddies.
Natty Daddies.
Natty Daddies. 16 ounce, 8% alcohol beer.
8%.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good strong beer, that.
Oh, yeah.
What, maybe 4 or 5 cans? Pretty
4, 5, 6, 7, maybe.
Well, yeah, you built up a tolerance.
Oh, yeah. Over the years, yes.
But that's pretty strong.
So. Mm-hmm. I know, it's like wine, but.
It's like wine, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I built up a tolerance. I'm trying to slow down, but, got to have the beer in order to go to work,
Pick your poison. Everyone's got to have something that makes them chilled out and relaxed.
Oh, yeah, and the whole thing with, got to have the green sometimes.
Exactly. It's not like you're taking heroin or...
No, yeah.
So you're all right.
Yeah, I mean, I had my little go with some of that stuff, but, it's back to the beer and back to the marijuana, and that's it, just...
Exactly. What do you do then?
I work at a grocery store, stocking the shelves, and this whole, I don't want to get political here, but what do you think about this whole COVID reaction thing and 6 feet apart and the masking and all this stuff?
Me, I don't really wear my mask and I'm fit and healthy and I'm not even had my jab. So
yeah.
Why would I need something put in me when I'm fit and healthy?
Right, yeah, and people ask me at the store, are you going to get the vax? I'm like, this is an experimental vaccine. No.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know what you're putting inside of me. I can't take a sample home and test it and see what you're putting in me.
We had to wear the mask for about 3 months. It's like it's like, okay, you come in the grocery store and you stay 6 feet apart. This is a grocery store. I'm this close to people. Even during the pandemic mask craze, I was this close apart from people coming in their house.
How do you know that wasn't a mass experiment?
I think it was. And
for future things that might happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
see how they could contain it and see how people would react to certain outbreaks.
Would we take? Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a whole.
Remember, nothing's really happened since World War II in a way.
Yeah.
Apart from like there's been Afghani war and all that, but I'm talking about. So you never know. There could be testing stuff. NASA test stuff. NASA wanted. There was an outbreak of NASA files a couple of years ago saying that they want to. If NASA were in control of everything, they said that they wanted to put chemicals in the soil so people couldn't grow crops, and then you had to buy certain products from them to be able to grow crops, and then they would put toxins in the air that would make you nearly die, and then you had to buy like inhalers to breathe.
Monsanto actually, the Monsanto, what is that? The product that kills weeds? What it was a demineralization agent for water boilers, and they would scrape this stuff off the inside of boilers and throw it into landfills. They noticed that nothing grew there. So this was Monsanto's weed killer. Thing about a weed killer, it doesn't only kill weeds, it kills your plants, it kills your babies, it kills the insects, it kills everything. It kills you. So, it kills everything. It kills your weeds, but it kills everything else too,
But that's just what it's like, isn't it, in the world?
I mean, they were going to throw it away, but they saw a way to make money with it. Hey, let's sell it as a weed killer. We don't want to have to throw it away.
Look at the Afghan war when they said about them going over there for the opium, cocaine.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole reason.
A lot of America's income is through the drug industry. It's just the way it is. That's just the way the world is.
I don't think we went. Yeah, it's not like we went over to the Middle East because there's a lot of opium and oil over there. No.
Yeah, exactly, but like what I'm saying, it's like everyone has their own things of why people do whatever they do. and countries do whatever they'll do. It's all fucking corrupt, man. I swear, at some point when I was younger, before I had my kids, I'm like, if you put the big red button in front of me, which was, I think it was back in Russia. When was it? There was a big thing where people were rallying outside, what was it, Moscow or whatever, outside the Kremlin, saying about a big red button. Apparently, this terrorist had got into like the nuclear launch control room and he was ready to nukes. Like, I'm telling you, if that was me and if I had that, I would have been, listen, this world is so corrupt in so many layers. This world needs to be reset.
Yeah,
I would have fucking hit it.
You want to, and it's hard to. It's like I watch certain people. Like, have you heard of Russell? I watch a guy on YouTube, Russell Brand. He was like a comedian back in the day, but he's got a YouTube channel now, and he's really talking about how big pharma is really just trying to kill you, and it's just about the profits. But he's laying some things down too, you know. And I like watching his YouTube channel, Russell Brand.
Yeah, I know who he is, but I don't really like him. But personally, I just the way he speaks and the way he comes across, because he's from my country,
right?
And it's just sometimes you don't like it. You just don't like the accent or the tone and I'm like,
give him a chance. I think he's really.
I've listened to all of his stuff before.
Have you? Yeah.
I've watched him. I know who he is, Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right. I don't have anything against him. I don't normally watch. I don't really even watch anyone's stuff, to be honest. In that
right. I don't watch cable news. I try to stay away from cable news. I try to.
My kids are on either the tablet or the phone, and my son's on his computer or his tablet. So, and listen, I've got a cable box set with hundreds of channels. It's not even plugged in. It's in a cupboard. No one even watches TV in the house anymore. Everyone's everyone's either on this or like some other thing.
My widowed mother still watches cable, and I take care of her. My brother lives, somewhere else, but she still watches cable, and she believes all of the stuff that's prepackaged and pre-spooned to her. I try to get all my news from different sources. I watch different people that analyze the news, and it's just, man, I don't know. It's hard to wrap your head around everything that's going. It's hard to. It's almost like the world's going to hell in a handbasket. What can you do about it? But it's like I don't know.
You can't really do much.
Well,
individually.
Yeah. There are protests when it comes to these mask mandates and these people.
I know we literally have to get everyone. It's the only way you're ever going to overcome.
Well, supposedly 70% of the people got the vaccine. We ought to have herd immunity already. But now people who don't get the vaccine, you're going to be on a list. If you didn't get the vaccine, you're going to be on a list because you're a super. Yeah, here, me too. You're not putting that in my arm because it's supposed to be conformed consent. And if you forcefully put something in, that's medical tyranny.
Do you know what I call that? I don't like saying it. I call it universal rape because you're putting something inside my body that I don't want.
Putting inside my body, I don't want. My body, my choice. Exactly right. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm fit and healthy. And I'll decide if I've become very ill and cough. Well, then give me the vaccine if you think that's what's going to.
I'm pretty damn filthy healthy, and I still do this, and I'm like close to 60 years old. So this corona's really deadly, man. If this is something that's going to turn you into zombies.
I've had that when I went to the shops. People are like, "Are you not scared of dying?" I'm like, "Look, I smoke cigarettes every day. I could die, or I could walk across the street and get hit by a bus. I ain't scared of death."
Yeah,
this happens.
I mean, and it should be everybody's choice. It's your choice whether you get the vaccine or not. That's it. But people who aren't getting the vaccine are being demonized, and this kind of scares me. What kind of world are we entering into?
Yeah, you're getting your life taken away. You can't go here. You can't go over here. You can't go to nightclubs. You can't leave the country at the moment. And I think there was another one. I'm like, eventually there'll be other things. Like, you're going to a restaurant and it'll be like vaccinated or non-vaccinated. It'll be like on a fucking plane.
You have a little vaccine passport.
Like on a plane, smoking, non-smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of shit. I'm taking I
was cool with the smoking, non-smoking. Okay, this is your story.
Imagine you and your missus going. Your missus has been vaccinated and you're not, and you sat on the other side of the restaurant. I'm like, you all right, darling? You enjoying your meal?
Exactly. It's almost like the response to this deadly pandemic has just been a little overreacted around the whole world. This is just, and people have lost it. That people who have opened restaurants in 2018, 2019, because the first year or two when you open a business, those are your formative years. But when the Corona hit, I saw lots of businesses go out of business that would have been great. I mean, there was a game room down the street from me. They had some Chinese or Japanese games. I said, man, I'm going to go check those out. But
there's businesses that, of course, can are mostly online,
right.
So you can, and then they might be able to have a couple of shops. But then there's the businesses that are actually they rely on people actually going there,
right?
Physically.
Yeah,
and if people can't go there, if people can't go there physically, then how the fuck is he meant to pay the rent for the building?
How are you going to have a bar? How are you going to have a movie theater? How are you going to? I mean, you can't have those.
You got to pay the exactly. If it's a bar, you got to pay the alcohol supplier, and you got to pay to keep the license and all. And the multiple things that people don't really know.
Think about. Oh, I mean, the licenses for alcohol bars and institutions are insane. I know lots of people.
And all of the kinds of stuff that people don't think about. They just think it's a building and I can do this in it. They don't think about what all the person who runs the place has to go through and shit like that. Yes, so they'll be out of business.
Well, it's just like restaurants in New York.
What about fucking taxi companies and shit like that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, restaurants in New York City, it's like they started having they couldn't have people inside, so they had chairs and so forth outside. Well, okay, it starts to rain, so you got to put a tarp over it. Well, the wind's going to blow, so you got to put walls beside that. Eventually, on the sidewalk, you've got an enclosed area with a tarp over it and an air condition, and this outside seating facility is now technically the inside. And garbage trucks have hit these outside of these restaurants in New York cities, and there's been a couple of people that have gotten. They didn't get killed, but they were in there eating, and a garbage truck or a car hit it or something.
How crazy!
But see, it's like they're technically inside because once you go outside and you have to build all these barriers around the outside to protect people that are eating there.
Yeah.
Now it's the inside.
Like a taxi driver over there, you would think a taxi driver is not really like a great job because it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just get in a car, and if you know your way around the neighborhood, you're a taxi. It's not a great job, but it's a job. Now these days you get Uber drivers and that, so anyone can be a taxi driver. So really, that's taken the people that have been trying to survive on the basic job of being a taxi driver. Now they're getting competition with these Uber drivers.
You're right.
It's like, and then I saw a couple of years ago in Texas they were trying out these robotic cars that deliver you pizzas. I'm like, you won't even get pizza men anymore. Like, people who are just trying to make a couple of bucks and try to survive, and they'll do the shittest job just to make a few, even though they don't want it. Like, they won't even be a pizza boy because
I did a pizza delivery for years. Oh my god, that's a nightmare.
Robots will be doing that, and I'm thinking in the far future, if everything's being done for us, what do you expect the humans to do?
Google actually had some 16
on a fucking field and just paint pictures.
There have been people that have died. There have been people that have already died from AI trucks that are delivering stuff. There have been 2 or 3 people that have actually gotten killed because the trucks didn't recognize they were human beings and they got ran over.
I think I read it in 2018 in Japan. 29 scientists died. They made like a robot Terminator and it fucking killed. It killed 29 scientists in a laboratory. I was like, that's the fucking Terminator. They created the Terminator. In 2018, they said that was.
You can't take the human equation out. I mean, they think that's artificial.
Do you know what's funny, right? There's a company in Japan called Cyberdyne, which is the company.
They call them Cyberdyne. Oh my god!
And trust me, it's not. I know it's funny because it's named, and it's a robotic technology company,
right?
And everyone's like, "Oh, that's funny, that's cool, yeah." But in a way, yeah, that's fucking pretty scary.
It is. It's really scary.
Because you could be laughing. Oh yeah, but literally they could be creating the fucking Terminator, and while you're just laughing and thinking it's a joke. And, oh look, it's a Terminator. No, trust me, one day.
Our world is changing. I think this whole thing. I mean, if you think about it, they're telling you to wear a mask. Okay, when I go and visit people, I look for clues with their mouth and so forth, but I'm covering up. When this pandemic first came out, I had dreams where the people in my dreams wouldn't have mouths. So it's psychology. I mean, this is psychology. This is
Have you ever
affecting.
seen, what's that movie?
Think about all the children that go to school. They can't just go to the playground and play without a mask. They have to wear a mask. They have to stay 6 feet apart. Think about the children that go to public schools. What kind of what kind of conditioning are they going to get when 10 years from now, when they reach puberty, where their childhood was taken away from them? They weren't able to play as kids. You know, what kind
happened, though. Remember, like in like over here in World War II, like in London when the Blitz, all the kids had to get on buses and go to people that they didn't know all the way up north in a different random country.
Right.
Like they got most of their childhood taken away. It's the same thing, just in a different time period. You know, everyone suffers in their own way, but in a way, it's like everything's repeating itself secretly.
It is.
Nothing really changes, really.
It doesn't.
It just goes on after something else is stopped. Then there's another war or another pandemic or another thing, and it'll never stop. That's why I just never talk about politics.
I was listening to a guy who's got a YouTube channel. He's 70-something years old. He was part of the Duck Call series in America, whatever. But he's a I think Phil Robertson's his name. But he's like, after World War II, that was supposed to be the war to end all wars. But what happened after that? We had Korea, we had Vietnam, then we had wars in Afghanistan and Russia. And Russia invaded Afghanistan. Then we took over from Russia, and we took over.
For us, it was we had the Falkland War.
Yeah, the Falkland Wars, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that was a big. Well, for our country, that was a big thing back then. In between, all those time periods. Yeah, there's always wars. That's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Then there was war in the Balkans and all kinds of stuff. Everything. That's what I mean. It never stops.
It doesn't.
If you look into your past, you'll see maybe how the future is, and there is. At the moment, nothing's changing.
Well, I mean, some people have even said that the wars that we're in now, even though it's not one big continuous war, it's still just one war that started in World War One, and then soon after World War One, World War Two, soon after that, Korea, and we've been in constant war since 1914.
I mean,
it hasn't stopped. You know, we're still having wars. Big military corporations that make military vehicles make money. Why would they want a war? Julian Assange even said Afghan was not a war.
It would even be like that, like, oh, you know, everyone's at peace. Everyone's had a good 5 years of peace, right? And should we have a war in your country? Yeah, let's have a war in our country, and we can sell you loads of vehicles. Yeah, that'll be good. And then in 5 years' time, we'll all have a war in your country. Yeah, cool. And you never know. It could be like that. Hopefully it's not, but how do we fucking know? We're not there.
Yeah. I mean, what can we do to stop it? That's the whole...
But then, I think there's a place in America, there's these giant tablets I've seen, and it says that the world's population should never...
Georgia Guidestones.
The world's population should never go over exactly. There has to be a balance.
500 million.
Because more people are born and then dying... Like, there has to be a balance. People have to die, otherwise this world will never survive. There has to be is it called equilibrium or what the fuck it is?
Georgia Guidestones. It's about 300 miles away from where I'm at. It's R.C. Christian, a guy named R.C. Christian, had them made, and a lot of people think that it was Ted Turner that actually had them commissioned. But they're a set of pillars in different languages where it's got like 5 or 10 commandments of. You keep the world's population to 500 million. You keep. There's lots of other rules that you know. And it's like
if you look at the planet, there's these 3 bands that go around it, and there's a band where we more or less grow crops and all this. I forgot what the other ones are, but like at the moment, if there's certain things going on, it damages the planet, and we won't be able to keep everyone fed and. If one of these bands, these 3 bands,
they're saying we have to reduce our population to 500 million people, but even the guy, the director of Greenpeace is saying a lot of this stuff is just, bullshit. I mean, there are big, they're looking at carbon. They're saying carbon dioxide is going to kill the planet. Well, no, plants and trees need carbon dioxide. Without carbon dioxide, you don't have trees. Carbon dioxide doesn't bring up. We
need oxygen to breathe.
Yeah, but the trees need carbon dioxide to live, and they make oxygen for us. But if the trees don't have carbon dioxide, they're not going to make oxygen for us, and we're going to live. So high CO2 levels are good for the planet. I mean, it's like exactly opposite, man. Some of these people,
In a way, yeah.
it is. It is, you know, and a lot they just don't know the science behind it, and it's man, it's crazy, you know.
Yeah, but people still want to say stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay, but you don't. I don't think you really understand. And then before you know it, you're in a fucking debate, and then you're arguing, and then it goes bad.
Well, I mean, a lot of even just civil discourse. People used to be able to just talk about, oh yeah, I'm Democrat, oh I'm Republican, or I'm Labor, or I'm whatever, and you could just talk about it at a pub and say, I agree, I disagree. But now it's like, oh my God, Orange Man bad. This and that. This is why I said Orange Man bad, because everybody in America is like, oh, Trump. Oh, Orange Man bad. He wants to get the vaccines. I don't want the vaccines. But now Biden says get the vaccines. They're going, oh, Biden says it's okay, so get the vaccine. So it's like, oh, okay, if Orange Man says do it, you don't want to do it. But if Biden says do it, oh, we'll do it. It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a cult of personality. That's all it is, man. It's a cult of fucking personality.
Live the color.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's crazy as shit, man. But yeah, I'm glad you dragged and dropped me, dude.
Huh?
I'm glad you dragged and dropped me.
That's all right. I don't normally do that. I don't normally bring people up that I've never really spoke to, but I just thought, go on, you're all right.
Yeah, I've been doing this for how long have you been on YouNow?
I was on a year ago, and I was like level 80, and then someone got me banned.
Yeah, well, I'll probably
I was away for a year, and then I came back in about just over a month ago.
I'll probably get banned pretty soon. I may get you banned just because of some of the shit we've said right now. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Stupid the way it is.
Yeah, I know. There's no free speech.
I know.
I mean, everybody's, there's no free speech anywhere, not in America even. I mean, the censorship, what is it, censor culture? Shit.
Yeah.
It's bad over here, man. I have to use a VPN to, like, say I'm from Canada or New Zealand to be able to watch some of the stuff I want to watch, you know?
Yeah. To change your IP.
You gotta have that, you know. And I don't have one now, and I need to get one, but I will. I just got my new system. This system, I've only had it for about a month, and I work, and I haven't had time to get all this stuff, but you know.
There's one that I have, type in WinScribe, and it'll give you 10 free gigabytes every month, so you can either download something like off Pirate Bay without anyone tracing you.
WinScribe? Okay.
Yeah, it's called, and they'll give you 10 free gig a month, so you don't even have to pay for anything. It's just 10 free gigabytes. So
okay.
You could actually watch a couple of movies, like or episodes, I don't know, I'm thinking about movies. You could watch maybe 4 or 5 movies before 10 gigabytes of data would run out.
Oh yeah.
Exactly, and it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. You just download it, and they give every month you get 10 free gigabytes. So
what's the name of the program again?
Called WinScribe.
WinScribe. SCRI.
It's a VPN changer, yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's all I rely on, because I've been on computer for 20 odd years, me. So I've watched nearly everything I really want to watch in a way, and if I want to watch it, I'll just use that now and again, download whatever it is, and just watch it, and then that's about it. I don't, like I said, I don't watch much TV. I'll either be gaming or streaming.
I don't watch any cable. My daughter doesn't even watch any cable. My mother does, though. My widowed mother, she's still in the cable.
Over the years, I must have downloaded about over I don't know, £500,000 worth of movies and games and God knows what me. I should be in jail.
Well, there's always Tor browser too. You can.
I remember Kazaa and LimeWire and fucking.
Oh yeah, Kazaa, LiveWire. I remember all of those.
I actually downloaded all kinds of shit, man. My computer was always full.
Yeah.
Back then.
Oh yeah.
AOL on dial-up.
I missed the Wild West. I remember people saying, "Oh man, there'll never be ads on the internet." I'm like, "Are you kidding?" Jesus Christ, there's ads all over the place, especially on YouTube, you know. And then YouTube bought Google, or Google bought YouTube out. Seems like Google had us I mean, there were streaming sites before YouTube. I remember going to a site called The Sync, and this was where you could upload movies and you could watch them in 320p. Woohoo!
Yeah, I used to have a YouTube channel that I had all the way from 2006 when YouTube came out all the way to 2018. Some of my videos on there were like 480p. I remember that being like the highest quality back then. It was like, man, they're god awful.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had a YouTube channel, Abram Davis, but I had to kill it because I got too political. I got into I don't know if you hear of the Pizzagate debacle and the chemtrails and all that stuff. Yeah, they bombed me down, and I cut it off before they had a chance to cancel me. But I'm Bobby Dogstone now, so Bobby Dogstone is the Phoenix of Abram Davis. So
come back and revenge yourself.
Oh yeah, you know, let them kick me off again, then I'll come back a third time as somebody else. I'll just make up a new name, whatever.
Better than ever.
Bad? Who's bad? I'm bad. Just know it.
That guy, the guy that did the movie trailers, he's back and better than ever. And this summer,
back and better than ever. This summer.
Yeah, that's right.
TheKurgen. This back. He's
kicking
back.
ass and chewing bubble gum.
He's all out of bubble gum. He's kicking ass. Come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Fucking all the bitches.
They'll shoot you on the stairs at the end.
Oh dear. I need to go make a cup of tea. I've been smoking my weed, man. I've got dry mouth. I do, because I've drank all my beers.
No, that's cool. Oh yeah, the beers will dry you out. You gotta have some liquid too. Definitely gotta have the liquid.
I'm trying. Well, I should get paid, but then I've got to make my money last until I want to better buy some good booze on my birthday. My birthday. I'll probably try to do a birthday stream.
Yeah.
I'll just probably sit here and get drunk in front of people.
Yeah, well, hey, you know, shit, it's entertaining. I'm sitting here watching you getting drunk. We're getting drunk in front of each other, you know, smoking cigarettes, getting drunk.
I'll probably drink my Captain Morgan's. That's my favourite. The dark rum. Love drinking that stuff.
Somebody was telling me to get a hypodermic needle, and I work at a grocery store, so I had a bunch of, what do you call those, freezer pops that you freeze, you know? He said get a hypodermic needle, get some vodka, and just, you know, squirt some vodka in each one of the freezer pops, you know. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. You know, I hadn't done it yet, but that's a good idea.
You can into the popsicles when you suck in the popsicles.
Yeah, you can just mix the alcohol in there, then freeze them, then you got like freezer pop. You know, what do you call those? What do you call it?
Over here, I used to work in a nightclub. You would make jelly.
Oh, Jello shots.
And you'd put vodka. They would be called vodka jellies. And
we called them Jello shots. They were like Jello, and I'm drinking.
So like the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, those almost killed me one night. I was at a bar, and I'm like, this ain't shit. You know? Oh, man, hey, don't drink more than 4. I'm like, well, it just tastes like candy. So I sat there and drank 8.
But then when it goes into your belly and digests and breaks up and all the alcohol goes out into your belly, then 6 or 7 shots are just stacked up on you, and then before you know it, you fucked.
Oh, I woke up on my front lawn. I'm like, thank God I got here. You know, how the hell did I get here? I was late for my job that day, you know. But those are insidious, man. Those are insidious.
I'll be right back. I'll make a brew.
Okay. Well, hey, man, dude, I gotta go. Hey, it's been great talking to you, dude, brother. I'll see you later.
Thanks for being here.
Take it easy,
Thanks
mate.
for your company, buddy.
All right,
That's what
man.
you're doing out there.
Definitely. You too, man.
See you in a bit, man. Thanks a lot.
All right.
God bless you.